Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm so sorry that I have not been able to post videos up until now. I've been fairly busy this 2018, so it has been something that has overwhelmed me that I thought wouldn't overwhelm me. Just a lot of different stuff going on, both personally and professionally. So I've been unfortunately having to put videos on the back burner, but now I am able to get caught up. So I will be posting 4 videos today. So you will get 4 videos for the price of one around this time. So without further ado, let me address the first video that I wanted to have as my topic, and that is a classic movie, in particular a classic movie from the 80s. And yes, we are talking about, as you can tell by the title as well as thumbnail, Say Anything is the topic. I saw this movie relatively recently, and it left a pretty positive impression on me overall. And I thought what it was trying to say was very powerful, but at the same time very kind of close to home. And I think something that a lot of people go through as they're transitioning within certain stages of their lives. So the movie follows 2 characters in particular that are our main characters. They are Lloyd and Diane. Now Lloyd and Diane, as you will see, just graduated from high school, and their graduation ceremony is even within the film. And you sort of see how these 2 kinds of personalities sort of differ and how they kind of come together to form a special love story. So not only is it though a love story, it's kind of mixed within a coming of age story. So you sort of see the characters go through their separate struggles, and then you also see how they sort of come together to kind of find a sense of purpose and support and meaning within their lives. Lloyd in particular is a guy who kind of doesn't really know what he ultimately wants to do after high school. He's sort of kind of disenfranchised, and he doesn't really have, I think, as strong of a family support system. And he's sort of struggling to find his way, but there is something that he does know, and that is that he has feelings for Diane very strongly. And you'll try to see, you'll kind of see within the film how he pursues those feelings. And Diane, on the other hand, is a girl who throughout high school was sort of the overachiever. She went above and beyond and did really well in school. And she has sort of a set path and direction, and a lot of that comes from her upbringing because her dad was very focused on sort of business and being, you know, the best, and you can kind of see how that sort of rubs off on Diane, and how she kind of feels sort of, I think, pressured in certain ways to conform to what her dad envisions her to kind of be. And you'll sort of see too how she kind of still sort of wants it for herself because of all the hard work that she's put into high school and the sacrifices that she made, because you'll see how too she's not really the most social butterfly in the world because she had to spend basically all her time studying and devoting her time to learning things so that she can pursue her eventual career. So again, very interesting and very in-depth characters, which is, I think, something that's very distinct among these kinds of films, in particular romance-related films. This is that they don't really tie in the characters well. They kind of just present these beautiful people and make us think that we're supposed to like them and not give them anything relatable or real to connect with. And this is what's really distinct and different about this movie, is that it knows how to focus on these characters. Not only that, but there is also a sense within the film that it understands how to approach things from a very down-to-earth, realistic level. Like, you don't feel the outrageousness that you see in a lot of romantic comedies nowadays. You know, it's not over-exaggerated, it's not overdone. You know, it's sort of just a real little simple story, but at the same time, you can get a lot more meaning out of it because there is a lot of realism to it and a lot of real emotion that people can get out of it. I think that's very different from a lot of romance films that I've seen over the years. What's also kind of, I guess, important to know plot-wise is that not only does it kind of develop the relationship between the two main characters, Lloyd and Diane, but also there is kind of other things going on within their lives that sort of impacts the plot. In particular, you'll see how Diane's dad sort of falls from grace and has trouble with the law eventually, and how that sort of impacts the story. And you'll sort of see how the relationship between Diane and Lloyd is sort of tested because of sort of the lifestyle Diane has and how that kind of contrasts to Lloyd's lifestyle. And a lot of that having to do with the fact that Diane is sort of pressured into, you know, focusing more on a career than having genuine real relationships. And I think that's, again, something, a struggle that a lot of people face, especially when they want to be successful, is, and the thing too about like success and stuff is not only it requiring sacrifice, but you not being able to really have genuine real relationships with people. And I think that's just something so real and so so common among some people. And I think people can identify with that. And I think even people can identify too if Lloyd's situation, not exactly knowing what to do and what to pursue as far as a career and what to focus on and to devote your life to. So again, there is that kind of interesting dynamic going on in there, and I think that's what makes the film stand out and makes it unique from a lot of other romances just in general, not just teen romances. And again, teen romances, there are so many that fall by the wayside and do a really poor job of executing characters that when you see a film like this, it's very refreshing. I mean, at least when I was watching this film, I felt kind of refreshed throughout the entire thing. Like going, there is actually decent romance films out there. Thank you. Thank you, movie, for doing that for me. um, so I would say that those are really the main things that I can focus on as far as this film is concerned. Um, I would definitely just check it out for yourself and come to your own conclusions about it. I can understand some people not being into these kinds of more down to earth type films and kind of want a more of an escapism within films. And again, I think that's probably what's going to turn people from not liking the film. But if you are one of those people who kind of likes to see something that's a little bit more realistic and just kind of, you know, simplistic, but at the same time very heartfelt, then I think you will enjoy this film in the way that I enjoyed it in particular. And I'm one of those people who likes the escapism type films, and I also like the films that are just kind of more straightforward and kind of a more of a day-to-day feel and not necessarily just about like some grandiose adventure all the time. So again, I think it'd be best for everyone to kind of make their own conclusions on what they would want to say as far as this film is concerned. But I'd be more than happy to hear people's comments, questions, concerns, and whatnot about anything that I've had to say as far as this video is concerned. But I think that's really, in essence, everything that's part of the film, really. Because again, I don't want to really give too much away because, again, I don't want to spoil it for anyone as far as the in-depth scenarios that the plot ends up kind of unraveling. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a pleasant day, week, month, and year, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.